I don't know if I'm ready. I've not done one before, but I believe enough in myself. I will win here one day. Maybe not this year, but I will win here one day.
Rookie number 2, Sam McGlone.
Hawaii is the big one. It's the Ironman that started it all, and I've always heard the legends and the stories about this place. So that's why I wanted to start with it as my first one, because after this, everything will be easy, right?
And Krissy Wellington.
I've never been there before. I've got no idea about exactly how big it is. I don't know many of the other athletes, so I'm really going in quite blind, and I'm hoping that that naivety and maybe ignorance is going to be bliss.
Initially, it is Krissy Wellington who is the powerful aggressor. At one time in her life, she lived in Nepal, restoring drinking water one village at a time. A noble gesture filled with heart, the kind of attribute that will come in handy. Also, her coach told her not to defer to anyone, and she's listening. The men are just a few miles into their marathon. The Big Dane, Thorbjørn Sindball, has never been a factor this late in the race. That's Chris Lieto in the picture, and he as well has never been in this position before in Hawaii. Other triathlons fine, but not the Big Kahuna. And now it becomes official as Lieto makes the pass. There are a few words and a weak smile. You can almost hear them say, which is more surprising, how hot it was, or can you believe we're in this position? It's a tough call. Krissy Wellington is on a mission and will have a bike time that is minutes faster than anyone. She makes the arrival into the transition. The 114 miles in the ocean and the heat have taken their toll. Now we'll see what she kept in the tank for the last 26.2. The men are 10 miles into their marathon, and Chris Lieto still has the lead, but it's dwindling, and it's time to do the math. The best proven runner in the field is Chris McCormick. In these 10 miles, he has gained 6 minutes, 30 seconds. His strides look strong. We've done the math, and the word for Lieto is, uh-oh. We get our first look at Georgia's Scott Rigsby. One thing you notice about him is the barrel chest of a rugby player, and the next is that he has no legs. They were lost in a car crash almost 20 years ago. Using that big frame of his, he pulled himself through the Pacific. Then the prosthetics went on, and it's all for a reason.
I want to see other physically challenged athletes out there competing just like me. It's about breaking down barriers and being able to compete just like everybody else does. I want people to believe in something other than themselves. And that's what motivates me to finish this race. It's not about me. You know, I want people to look at me, whether they're physically challenged, or whether they're a couch potato, or they're a weekend warrior, and go, if that guy can do it with no legs, then I can do it.
Krissy Wellington is leading the women's race in the Ford Ironman World Championship. It's not often champion triathletes have prior careers, but hers was working for the British government, helping villages in Nepal get water. A request might have gone like this.
Look, we have no water. We have to walk 3 hours a day to get a dribble of water out of a tap. And we need water provision. It was so challenging. I mean, there are a lot of problems when you work in a conflict-affected community. We only made a small difference, maybe, in five villages in one region, but if you're making a tangible difference on the ground, however small, I think it's incredibly satisfying.
With a well-deserved smile, Krissy takes her lead back toward the lava fields. There, people will be getting water for her. Same can be said for Sam McGlone. She is sort of in no man's land, but one thing she has going for herself is an experienced counselor.
Chris McCormick was actually really awesome. I trained for a week in June, and he, came out running with me, and he told me all the mistakes that he's made and how he's done it over the years. And, he was just really, really generous with his time and his info, so I think I had a really good mentor there.
Chris McCormack's experiences could have been chronicled by Stephen King for horrors that have occurred as leads were ripped apart by the conditions. Today is a word worse than hot, when whatever experience you have may be the key.
Well, my experiences here have been brutal. The heat and the sun is just oppressive.
Now, Chris just wants to make sure that whoever he is battling is pushed hard enough to experience the pain themselves.
I want the strongest wins ever. I want it to be the hottest race ever. I want these guys to be in their best form. I want no excuses. Whoever wins this race is the best Ironman competitor in Hawaii for 2007.
McCormack has his wish. The conditions are harsh, but the bigger part of the dream is to somehow finally win this thing. He is making progress, passing Thorbjørn Sindal to move into second place. By the way he is dressed, you know the Dane is not a fan of the heat, because there is one big thing he doesn't have going for him.
Because I'm a larger athlete than the other guys, I'm 8 to 10 kilos heavier than them. I have really trouble getting rid of the heat on the run. So basically, I just overheat because I can't get rid of it. So my core temperature is just rising and rising and rising. I also apply some different cooling methods, like a wet shirt with water on it, which evaporates. And I use also a glove with ice in it that cools my hand and then cools my entire body that way.
Now McCormack's progress is getting serious. As he approaches and passes Chris Lieto for the lead. And the race is approaching a diabolical descent and climb to an even hotter part of the course. Whoever named it got it all wrong. It's called the Energy Lab, and it's not what it gives you. Heading toward the lab, McCormack still looks like he has solid rhythm, but he must stay alert. You never know when something like that can happen. McCormack dodges a curveball that clearly could have decked him. Lieto is about to get some other bad news. With another glance over his shoulder, and it's Craig Alexander, who, get this, is also making his Ironman debut. Craig has won shorter triathlon distances, so this is impressive stuff. In this trip to the lab, he will be able to see exactly where he stands. Lieto is in damage control mode. The two Aussies pass, and there is a slight bit of hand recognition from Alexander. Both men are pulling away. McCormack from Alexander, and Alexander from the rest of the field. McCormack has survived the challenge of the Energy Lab. No worries, mate. Lieto is in full I want every cup of everything there is mode, and usually that's a sign that the engine room is badly overheating. Now it's anything to get him back into a good race speed and stay in front of a two-time champ Tim DeBoom, who's charging from behind. This is Rutger Beaky, who finished fourth last year. This year, look what the conditions have done. Most of the pros don't like to look like this, so they drop out. Obviously, this is a display of a competitor's pride. It's Chris McCormack and no one else in sight. In Hawaiian, there is a word, kupau. Everything has come full circle. For Chris, there was a beginning, a middle, and now a new beginning.
I came here in 2002 expecting to win this event first up, and here we are, what, 5 years later, and I still don't have a title. And if you expect to be successful first